So you bought yourself an integrated puck press for your Malconey grinder, which is your E65S, E65 grind by weight, or your E80 grinder, which will be your M3 or M5 puck press. Today we're going to show you how to set up the lower clamp correctly. So in front of us we have the M3 puck press and the M5 puck press. What you will notice is the M5 is bigger in dimensions than the M3, but their features are the same. So we have the LCD screen at the front, the on and off switch, and you'll notice under the clamp at the front there's the easy adjustment wheel, and both these units have the sensor in the top to ensure that you have a perfect setup. So to begin with, we're going to move our grinds tray and place that to the side. What you will notice with the puck press on the M line is they also have the easy adjustment wheel, and today we're going to be using that. It also has some lines here to show you level setup, so you can use these as a guide also. The M line also has sensors in the top mount to ensure that you have a perfect setup. So next we're going to flip it over onto its head, and once it's in place we're going to grab our T-tool or hex tool and we're going to loosen off the lower clamp. What you'll notice now is that it's free to move, and if we use the adjustment wheel we can wind it up to make that gap smaller, or we can make the gap increase by winding it down. So now we're going to proceed by grabbing our portafilter handle and placing it into the lower clamp system. We're going to use our adjustment wheel to tighten it up until we get a positive connection on the back of the portafilter basket. And by rocking down with our fingers pressing on the end of the lower clamp, you can see how much movement you have when you tighten up the fasteners. It's a good idea to check because you can over tighten. So by placing our thumb on the back of the lower clamp, we're going to hold that firm and we're just going to tighten it up till it's probably 3/4 the way, and we're going to check our handle to work out if we need to go slightly tighter. In this instance, I will. So I'm just going to back it off slightly, wind it slightly tighter, and proceed the same process. A good telltale is when you're turning the back of the portafilter handle. If it's grabbing, you're probably going to be too tight. In this case, I'm happy with the connection, but we're going to check both of our handles to see if we've got a good positive connection without it being too tight and the handle sticking. So the next step is to turn over our puck press, and now we're going to plug in the power cord into the receptacle, which is in the cavity down the back. So have a look at the plug and put it in the correct position, and we're going to slide it down and get a positive connection. At the back of the puck press you've also got some guides, so we're going to thread gently the cable through the back to face the rear, and we're going to place it back down on the bench. At this point we're going to turn it on, and once we're on we know that we can check to see if the piston comes down properly. So again we're going to place our handles in, and you can hear the tamp head coming down, and we've got a good positive connection. So I'm happy with that, and I'm going to fasten these off all the way. So now we're just going to return our grinds tray, and we're finished with the process of setting up. So if you take the time to do this carefully and have the patience to set it up correctly, knowing that your sensors in the upper clamp are going to help you get the perfect connection every time, your puck press will look after you well. So there you have it, the setup for the Puqpress M3 and M5. Thank you.